Using truths, are you using truths we love to teach, Brother Schuster?
I invite you to take your meeting workbook, if you will, if you have the electronic version, and turn to this part, are you using truths we love to teach? And you'll notice the first paragraph, the last sentence, there's a link to truths we love to teach. If you'll tap that, it takes you to Appendix A, and it features 9 Bible truths we want to focus on in this discussion. Now, in our ministry, it's changed a lot over the years, hasn't it? It used to be that we would feature a Bible subject, we would read some scriptures, 3 to 5 minute sermon, and try to leave some Bible literature. But as we've progressed, we've come to appreciate the need to be more conversational and flexible in our discussions, so as to address maybe a concern or a subject that the householder wants to talk about, and then feature Bible truths. Now, in Appendix A, there's 9 Bible truths that are in this publication, Love People, Make Disciples. And I might mention there are 9 subjects that are in harmony with the recent tracts that we received at the annual meeting and that are featured in our teaching toolbox this week. So how would you lead into a Bible subject, one of these 9 Bible subjects? Maybe we can get your comments in this abbreviated discussion. How might you introduce a simple Bible truth at an appropriate time in a conversation? Is that Peyton? No, please. Whoever you are.
We can use simple questions like, did you know that, to stir up an interest in a person, then let the Bible answer the questions, and Jehovah will make it grow, just like 1 Corinthians 3, verse 6 and 7.
Very good. Thank you so much. And Brother Turner.
So, for example, with that topic on the future, you can say, did you know the things happening in the world indicate a change for the better is near? Or did you know that Jesus actually foretold the events that we see happening in the world today?
Yeah, very good. So we see that can be used in any of those 9 subjects, using those questions to introduce the subject, and then we can read, as you'll notice, our picture or our image shows, read from the Bible, the scripture that are highlighted in those subjects. Well, for the sake of brevity, let's go to our video. You notice the goal, of course, is to try to remember a scripture in each of those Bible topics to feature. And then, of course, the more you do it, the more familiar you get with it, the easier it becomes. But what if you don't find people at home in the ministry? How can we still carry out our ministry? Let's look at our video, Iron Sharpens Iron, Reaching More People, and then we'll ask a question.
Hello, I am Victor Annie Barber, and this is Iron Sharpens Iron. Now, so far in our series, we've discussed how we can become more effective at our ministry in a number of different ways, such as by starting conversations, asking questions, and getting better at return visits. But these techniques only work if we actually find people to talk to. And sometimes that can be our greatest challenge. Have you ever had days like this in the ministry? when it seemed that there was just no one to talk to? If so, you'll be pleased to know that our literature is full of tips that can help us contact more people in our territory. In this episode, we will consider 3 that have proved to be very effective. Tip number 1, be observant. There may actually be more opportunities for us to contact people if we actually know where to look. Take, for example, our brothers and sisters that we were just watching. Now, it is true that there was no one at home, but does that mean there was no one to talk to? Well, let's see.
Hey! Hi. Your dog is so cute. What's its name?
Dali.
And just like that, a conversation is underway. Now, how about our couple getting back into their car? By being observant, they too were able to give a witness. The more observant we are, the more opportunities we may find. The key is to remain focused on our objective, which is to give a witness. And that can happen in between doors just as easily as it could happen at the doors. So how about our tip number 2? It is be prepared. How often have you encountered someone in your territory who doesn't speak your language? You know, growing up in London, this used to happen all the time. But these days, it's not just big cities where we find this mixture of culture and languages. The whole world is becoming so much more cosmopolitan. So what can we do to be prepared? Well, we don't have the gift of tongues like the first century Christians did at Pentecost. But we do have the gift of JW language. Now, with this app, you can learn a simple presentation in dozens of different languages. Let's take a look. It's designed in a very easy-to-use manner. First, set the primary language to the one you speak and the target language to the one you want to learn. Then, under preaching skills, choose greetings and introductions to learn how to say a simple hello
Добрий день.
and I'm pleased to meet you.
Приємно познайомитися.
Добрий день, приємно познайомитися. I think I've made a mess of that. I best try it again. Добрий день, приємно познайомитися. Well, I still need to work on my accent, but I think you get the idea. With a little practice, you can ask simple questions and even introduce and explain a scripture. It really works. Let's look at an example.
Hi there, we're making brief visits on our neighbours.
No speak English. No.
Oh, Arabic?
No.
Oh, مرحبا.
مرحبا.
مرحبا تتكلمون اللغة العربية؟
شوية.
جيد.
أنا أتيت لأشارك معك فكرة مهمة من الكتاب.
What a great way to give a witness to even more in our territory. Now, if mastering a whole presentation in another language seems a bit overwhelming, then here's a simple suggestion. Just learn a greeting. It's only a few words, but don't underestimate the power of greeting someone in their native tongue and with a warm smile. It can certainly open up doors, and it could also pave the way for you to call back with someone who does speak their language. And that brings us on to our 3rd tip. Be diligent and follow up, which first of all means trying to contact all those who weren't home initially, either on a different day or at a different time. And if you can't find them in that way, then don't overlook letter writing and telephone witnessing. These methods proved very effective during the pandemic, and even now, they can still help us to reach those we can't find at home. regardless of what way we have contacted someone, please be sure not to forget them, but return promptly to follow up on any interest that you have found. You know, reaching everyone in our territory is definitely a challenge. But the tips we've discussed here today, 1, being observant, 2, being prepared, and 3, being diligent as we follow up on interests that we find, can help all of us fully accomplish our ministry. If we do that, we'll be imitating Jesus, who wanted to give everyone an opportunity to come to know Jehovah.
Well, that's been the experience that most of us have had in the ministry, right? We don't find people at home, so we have some nice suggestions on how we can improve our skills in ministry. Number 1, be observant, be prepared, and be diligent and follow up. And if we do that, then certainly we're going to be able to improve in our ability to share the good news with people and to feature some of the Bible truths that are very dear to our hearts.
Thank you, Brother Schuster. We'll now invite up Brother Roga.